So you would think, Carla, that with all the experience we have, we could actually make a car faster, right? So with our Corvette, we're trying to like come up with a brake system that can do double duty. So what we envisioned is trying to do brakes that you could drive at the track and then drive every day without having to change your pads. But we're finding that even with these big Z06 brakes, that's not going to be the case. So Carla went out, we put new stickier tires on the car, and she went out and immediately cooked the brakes with the new tires and our new suspension setup. What happened, Carla?
Well, so we added a lot more grip to the car. The tires are significantly better. We also have a lot more mechanical grip. The car is handling amazing. However, with that has ultimately become our failure because now I'm cornering so much quicker and I'm asking for even more coming into the brake zone. And even already with the stock, everything stock on the car, that was already asking for a bit too much on these brake pads. So it unfortunately just isn't enough for the car.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do is to avoid the hassle of having to change pads at the track, but I think the car is working to the point right now where that's going to be unavoidable, and we're just going to have to put some track pads if we want to get a better time. And then these brakes would be probably fine for anything you could possibly throw at them on the street, like canyon running or stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this for your average person, this brake setup is going to be just fine. It's just for what we're asking for at the track here. There's a lot of harsh brake zones at Buttonwillow, and we're asking for too much for the brake pads. Also, the fluid is probably a little bit too hot as well. So just the current setup is just not enough for the car.
Actually, you had to brake for so long that the fluid probably went even higher, right?
Right, yeah. So, I mean, now I'm entering the brake zone even with more speed, so eventually I just had to keep pushing the brake zone back, and I found myself just praying that it was going to stop every brake zone. And this car, it has torque, however, it's not an extremely fast car, so it does require to maintain momentum. And the second that, one brake zone isn't perfect, the whole momentum for the entire lap is basically washed at that point.
So what did you think of the rest of the stuff we did, like the KW suspension?
Well, I'm really impressed. I was already really impressed with the handling of this car, but it's significantly better even with the KWs. I'm finding massive amounts of cornering speed, high speed rotation, low speed rotation is amazing. We made hardly any adjustments to the shocks. We basically just came out here, clicked them maybe a couple times, and right off the bat it was already a significant improvement. I'm really impressed with it. It handled curbs very well, handled any surface bumps at ease. There's no surprises. It's really easy to drive. I really have nothing but good things to say about the suspension.
Well, I guess next time we're going to have to come out with race pads, and we'll see. Like maybe not full race pads, but like a more aggressive pad for sure, and some high temp fluid. Maybe we'll come out with a couple different compounds to try.
I won't be mad at you if you show up with real race pads, Mike. The more pad you give it, the faster it's gonna go.
Yeah, but like if it's real race pads, for sure we can't drive it on the street like that. But I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we can even test multiple compounds too to see how much we can get away with, like how much of a streetable pad we can get away with for what we're asking for. It's not a super light car either, so I vote for race pads, and then you just figure it out on the street.
Well, there you have it. If you like this video and want to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to read about what we do on this car and a whole bunch of other things, go to MotoIQ.com.